Hey guys, welcome back to Wheeling with Wally. Today I've got a video that I'm kind of excited to show you. It's my first car refrigerator. Now this particular refrigerator is an Alpicool K18 19-quart refrigerator. I don't know a whole lot about it. It had pretty good reviews on Amazon, but the main reason I purchased it is because it's going to fit exactly where I need it to, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to unbox this and then do an install for you. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this open. Now I picked this up on sale from Amazon. I think it was probably about, I don't know, around $60 cheaper than normal because of the holiday sales. I didn't really need it right now, but I've done a few trips now to like Michigan and out west to Moab, and it's really going to beat having a cooler. So I'm pretty excited to have this and not have to get ice every day and then empty water out. This should be much nicer and much more convenient, especially because I plan on doing more of the trips that I've been doing. So I think I'm going to get my money's worth out of this guy. Now this does have some Bluetooth features and control from your phone with an app. I don't know how much I'll use that, but it does have it. I'm actually going to leave this on for now until I get it installed. Take a look at everything. It's got cheap handles here. I mean, they're good enough to carry it empty. I read a few of the reviews. These are fairly cheap, so they break off kind of easily. It does have a latch instead of just like a kind of cooler I don't know, friction style lid that closes. This actually has a handle and a latch, so you have to unlatch it and then it relatches. I did want that, but I also plan on having it ratchet strapped down inside there. This one has a light built in. I don't know if you can see that. It has a little light built in right here, and then has a little chain to keep the fridge door open. I could have got the next size up, which I think is a 26 quart for only about 20 more bucks. Normally it's more expensive, but it was also on sale. But I have a TJ, very limited space. It would have technically fit, but it would have been very tight in the space, and I figure this should work fine, and if it doesn't, I can upgrade later. So inside here, we have what I assume is the wiring. Yes, it is. And then we also have the instructions. So I guess I will grab the camera, bring you guys over, give you a slight closer look at it. But I mean, there's not much to it. It's kind of a chest style refrigerator to go in your car. I plan on putting this one in my cargo rack, and I've kind of worked out a mounting system I'll show you in case you guys have the same rack or want to get the same rack because of this video. I'm making it so I don't have to drill anything. I'm using some eye hooks through some existing holes. I bought some stratchets, and these are basically ratchet straps. Without the ratchet, they have a kind of bungee cord stretchy part in them, so I think this will be easy for me to get in and out of. And I'm making it so I can strap down my fridge on one side of the cargo rack and then strap other things down on the other side of the cargo rack, because in the past on my trips I've been doing, having a couple of ratchet straps going across everything and just needing to get into the cooler, you'd have to unstrap everything. The ratchet would fall off one side. So this, having these clips and the stretching feature and the eye hooks in the middle, should make it a lot easier to quickly get in and out of the cooler without unhooking my whole load or having to get out and kind of move stuff around. So I'm trying to really plan out the best way I can make this functional and not more of a burden than just having a cooler. So here's just a little more up close and personal look at it. You do have a regular outlet for being inside a wall outlet, and then it comes with a regular cigarette lighter outlet for in your vehicle. I may end up cutting this or just buying a different cord and just wiring it up straight to either the battery or maybe some other unit inside the Jeep that I have for supplying power. instead of running this up and using the cigarette lighter up in the front middle of the Jeep. I don't really want the cord around my shifter. Yeah, so take a quick look inside. You do have your control panel over here. It's got a display. You do have a little USB port here, so you could technically charge things off of it. I don't see how often that would happen in my case, but yeah, it does have a low battery protection mode. I don't know too much about it yet. As I said, I just got it. You saw me unbox it, but I do, if I remember reading right in some of the reviews and online, essentially it will shut off if your battery gets down to a lower point, so it won't drain your car battery completely if you leave it on overnight. And a lot of people says it has a very low usage anyway, so you can leave it on for a while without it even getting close to draining your battery. But if for some case it was on for days or weeks or however long it would take to actually drain your battery, it won't do that. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. Like I said, you've got your light. You've got this small little compartment over here. I don't know, you can put condiments or whatever. I assume the compressor and everything is right here, so they just had a little extra space that they included. If I do remember correctly, this acts as a fridge and a freezer, not separately. It's either a freezer or a refrigerator. There's no separate zones in here, so it can get that cold if you need it to. And then in the bottom, you do have a drain plug to drain out any spills or condensation that builds up. All in all, it feels nice, and it has a clean looking aesthetic to it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I guess it would actually help to mention the price now that I think about it. I think I paid just under $200 for this. The regular price I think is around $220. My $200 was after like shipping and taxes, so I think it was around like $180, $190 on sale. And then the larger version of this, the 26 quart, was I think closer to $280. Ballpark, don't quote me on the exact price, but it was on sale for I think around $230 or $220 when I bought this one. And like I said, it could have fit, but I don't think I need that much. I don't plan on being out there for days, and I think this will hold drinks and food for a couple days on the trail. All right, so now I'm going to move on to setting up the rack for the install. So we'll hop over there. And one other quick thing to mention about this is I've heard it's extremely quiet, so it's not going to be very annoying right behind your head. All right, let's hop over to the Jeep and start installing the hardware. Here is my cargo rack. This is by Hooke. Again, I purchased this on Amazon. I can probably drop a link in the description for this and the fridge if you guys are curious. The main reason I bought this rack was because I wanted that second layer that you can have. That way I could stack cargo to get more, useful space out of my TJ. But also I liked this one because it used pre-existing mounting points, so I did not have to drill holes in anything. So that was a big plus for me at the time, which ironically I have since drilled about 1 million holes in the body of my Jeep. So that went out the window pretty quick. With this rack, you get kind of this little stringy plastic hook thing, which is nice just to keep things from blowing out and kind of hold them down. But I kind of like security and things tight for when I'm off-roading. I don't want something, or in a wreck even, I don't want something to come flying and beam me in the back of the head. So I always use ratchet straps to hold things down to the rack, and then I kind of use the rack to hold things underneath it. So there's really no way these big boxes down here can escape out and up and hit us. They would be trapped between this and the seats and then the body of the Jeep, which is the reason I didn't do like a sliding drawer or shelf down here. I've seen a lot of people do, and they usually just set those in there, and I've not seen a lot of people firmly mount them, and that just seems very dangerous to me if you were to roll or get in some kind of collision. This rack has these holes in it, I assume for drainage or something, but I'm repurposing them for these eye hooks. As you can see, I've already installed one there, and this will allow me to be able to latch onto this side and then have somewhere to latch just in the center, and then I can also latch from that side to the center. So then I can have kind of independent zones strapped down. And I plan on putting the fridge on this side so the passenger could reach back and get something, or you have the flip forward seat. My TJ has that kind of whole rock forward seat, so you get more room to climb in and then reach over from that direction too. So that's why I chose this side. And then keeping in mind, I was trying to make this as simple as possible to use quickly, so you're not holding up a group of people on the trails, or if you're just at a quick stop sign or anything like that, you could grab something relatively fast. So my stratchets just have those kind of carabiners on them, and those obviously would not fit over these big tubes. So I'm using a chain on that side with a hook, and then my stratchet can quickly clip onto that, come over, and clip onto the eye hook. And then you can tighten the stratchet however you need to, and then you have that elastic bit in the stratchet, so you can get a little bit of stretch to unhook it quickly. And yeah, that's kind of my plan. So real fast, I have to install this other eye hook, and let me show you what I'm doing exactly for that. Sorry about the lighting. We only have like 2 hours of daylight here in Ohio after I get off of work, so I gotta move quickly. Just to show you what I'm buying in case you want to repeat the same thing I'm doing. This is an eye bolt. It's a 1/2 inch by 4 inch length, and it's rated for 300 pounds. And then I picked up some fender washers, which are 1/2 inch by 2 inch. And then I grabbed some 1/2 inch grade 8 nuts to go on here. Some 1/2 inch grade 8 lock washers. And then just to try and keep things kind of quiet, I got some 1/2 inch by 2 inch by 1/8 rubber washers to put in between everything. So hopefully it won't make noise, and it'll kind of give you that rubber on metal contact. So one, like I said, to reduce noise, and two, to just maybe keep things from sliding as much. And on that same note, I haven't decided if I'm going to do it yet, but I was walking around and I saw these kind of heavy-duty gripping pads when I was in the hardware aisle. So I'm thinking I might stick these on the bottom of the fridge as well to give it a little extra grip on here to also help it not slide around. So the first thing you want to do is take the eye bolt, take one of your nuts, and run it pretty much all the way up on the eye bolt. After that, you want to take a locking washer, slide that on, take one of your fender washers, slide that on, and then finally one of your rubber washers and slide that on. And then we're going to take it up here and stick it through one of these holes. And then if you can see right here, I have that eye bolt poking through. So then we're going to take our rubber washer, essentially the reverse of how it was up top. We're going to take the rubber washer, stick it on, then the fender washer, then the locking washer, and then finally the nut. And then start tightening that down. And as I'm doing that, I'm kind of lining it up with the hole a little better because it's kind of sliding and squishing around until we get it tight. So then at this point, I'm just taking a crescent wrench and a pry bar. The pry bar is to go through the eye bolt up top and hold it while I'm tightening the nut on the bottom. All right, so that should be nice and snug. Yep, that is nice and tight. Let me show you. Here's the second eye bolt. So now I've got two in there. I could really add a third one if I wanted to. I just don't think it's necessary. We'll see. But this thing does not twist. It is in there very good. The locking washers, the rubber washers, and the fender washers really just fill that gap and hold it nice and tight. So now the next thing to do is to put that little bit of chain and that little hook on the other side, and then I can run straps over top. So for the other side of it, I just picked up a chain from Lowe's. This is a 3/16 inch chain. It's 10 feet long. I think it cost me around 23 bucks. And it's rated at 800 pounds. It's a safe working load, so should be more than enough to hold the fridge. And then I also picked up two of these 3/16 quick links, and these guys are rated at 1,150 pounds of safe working load, so it should again be more than enough. And then all I did with the chain was cut off a few links that was enough to go around, and then fit that quick link on there. So again, all we're doing on this side is taking the little bit of chain, going around this, taking our quick link, and then hooking that through to lock it all together. and then you just tighten the link down. In the future, I will probably do something a little more permanent and something that won't bounce around and make so much noise. While it's strapped down, it won't make a lot of noise, and then when I don't have the fridge in here, I can just take it off. But I will probably end up welding a link or something like that right here, so it's just a fixed attach point and not this kind of sloppy chain look. This is just a quick and dirty thing I wanted to do so I could get the fridge in here. I am going to Windrock in Tennessee coming up very soon, like 15 days away. So yeah, that's all there is to this side. And then again, stretch it hooks here pretty quick, and I go over and hook to the eye hook. So for example, there it is. Stretch it, has that carabiner on it, and hooked. And then I would come up and over to the side you can't see and hook the eye hook, and now it's stuck on there. Sorry if that was very loud. Yeah, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's grab the fridge. And I didn't look at the bottom. It might have rubber feet already. Kind of. Those little pads I bought will probably work much better. Let's hook it real quick. Crisscross. Might be able to get away with one strap. I don't lift by that handle. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. I'll probably use 2 straps because I bought plenty of them. Yeah, I don't know. I like that. I think that looks pretty good. I do think I can move this over, but then it would be very hard to unstrap. So I don't know. That's probably fine. I could slide other things in here. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, I haven't turned it on or anything yet. I'll probably take it inside and plug it in and see how quick it gets cold. But yeah, I don't know. If you're enjoying this kind of overland style build, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I plan on doing some pretty cool trips here coming up. And I'm kind of currently working on trying to find someone to make a custom roof rack for me so I can get a rooftop tent added and then start doing some more kind of long camping trips. Not very long, but a couple days at a time, and then just kind of going across the country and doing some fun stuff. So I don't know if that interests you. Subscribe and you can follow along. So real quick, I'm going to plug it in and I'll let you guys hear what it sounds like. And honestly, I'm curious what it sounds like. I haven't run it yet. So the cigarette lighter is plugged in, and now I just have to plug this into the fridge. The plug is on the control panel side of the fridge, just on the side. So I'll plug this in and let you guys hear what it sounds like. Oh, it already kicked on. I'm going to take the microphone off and put you down there next to it, but you really can't hear anything. I mean, my Jeep absolutely makes 30 times more noise than that, so even when it's totally quiet like this, if you can just barely hear it, I'll never hear that when I'm driving, especially if I'm also listening to music. But yeah, I mean, I have more tire hum than what noise this is making. So I'm going to open this up. It's probably been on for 20 minutes now. Oh, it's already noticeably cooler in there. That's nice. That's going to work great. I'm very happy with that. Oh, the sidewall, it's already building a little frost on there. That's pretty cool. So it's currently down to 23 degrees, it's saying. I assume that's Fahrenheit. It's locked, so unlock it. You have to hold it. Yep, so you hold it to unlock it. Is that the setting in Fahrenheit? Oh, I know that beep's got to be annoying. I am very sorry. So how do you... Oh. So now it's turned off because it's lower than the temperature it's set at. It tells you your battery power up here, 12.6 volts. I assume that's maybe measuring your battery and not how much it's pulling. It's got a whole battery symbol over here, so I'm not really sure if this has a built-in battery, but you got a Bluetooth symbol up here, so you can download the app for this and then use your app. But yeah, I haven't really gone over this yet. I haven't looked into the instructions or downloaded the app. This was kind of just the install video and the first test, and I'm pretty happy with it. You can see the LED lights on now that it's plugged in. All in all, I think this is going to be an incredible little upgrade, and I am very happy with it. Hey guys, Justin from the future here. It's been a few weeks since I kind of made the original install video, or closer to a month. Before I ended up going to Winrock, I wanted to get it wired up so I could have the fridge, and I ended up ordering a kind of wire pigtail on one side, and the other side of the wire was a cigarette lighter outlet, and I ran it through the firewall of the Jeep, wired it to the battery, and it gave me another cigarette lighter down here. I stuck it down by my floor and mounted it down there to keep it out of the way and kind of make the wiring of the fridge more discreet. And I didn't want to use the original factory cigarette lighter on the Jeep because it's right where your shifter is, and I drive a manual and I didn't want wires dangling around that area. But also this gives me a minute to kind of jump back in and say that I had a chance to test the fridge out on this trip, and it was awesome to have. It worked great. I left it plugged in overnight while I was staying in my hotels for the whole weekend. No issues with the battery, so I'm pretty happy with it. And for the price I paid, it was well worth it. So I'm gonna give you a look real quick at the wiring. So I'm gonna take you into my muddy floorboard real quick. That's all from Winrock. I haven't cleaned it out yet. But if you look right over here, these are kind of my standard wiring harness and some of the extra wires I've run with the factory wiring harness. Right here's the plug for my fridge. I've run it from the back, kind of just zip tied it to the factory harness here to keep it all neat and tucked away. And then the end, I left a little bit of room to play with. I just kind of tuck it behind my other wires. And then this is the actual cigarette lighter I installed. It has a cover on it so you can kind of keep it clean. And then all I did with this was run it through the little rubber grommet up there, and that cuts right through the firewall and kind of gives you a weather-tight seal. At first, I was trying to run everything through there really neatly, but after a while, I gave up because it was getting too crowded, so I just cut a tiny hole at the top of the grommet, and that's where I just feed new wires through. But this has kept it very neat, very out of the way, no risk of getting tangled in my feet, and no risk of being in the way of my shifter. And just to give you a quick look under the hood of the Jeep real quick, right here is that rubber grommet where it pokes through. So I just run the wires through there, up, attach them to the wiring harness, kind of zip tie them along the way to keep them clean, and then I tied it into my battery. Now I will say my battery is kind of becoming a little bit of a mess over here now, so I might do something in the near future and kind of make some kind of little area to actually tie all the wires in that isn't directly to the terminals. It's just getting a little too messy for me and I'd like to clean it up. So that might be a future video. And then to help you guys out, I will drop a link down in the description to all this stuff so you can easily find it. And yeah, let's get back to the video. In the future, after I've had a little more time to actually use this, I'll do a follow-up to it and let you know how it's working out for me. But so far, I think it's going to be great. I'm pretty happy with it. And while I'm on that subject, I want to say the Jeep build's pretty much finished now. I've got a few other smaller things I want to do, but I think this is going to start the transition away from constant working on the Jeep to more kind of reviews of equipment and gear and things I have already on my Jeep. A lot of people ask me questions about that, and I just haven't really made those types of videos yet. So I'll probably start doing more of those. And then mainly, what I'm really excited about is to move on to more of the overlanding, camping, adventure style videos. Now that the Jeep's all built up, I can actually go out and do those the way I want to. So I kind of enjoy that content a lot more. I enjoy making that content, and I think that really translates into the videos for you guys. So if you want to see more of that style in the future, let me know down in the comments, or just kind of tell me in general what you have questions about, and maybe I can make a video about it. See you on the next one.